Hi people of Earth, I am Black. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Louis Ihuefo. So in today's video, I am going to be showing you how to do a frontal reconstruction. So this is the third time I am actually using the same wig on different people, different head shape. And I get these questions a lot. People often ask, when you use a frontal on this person, can it be reused on another person? Oh yes, it can. And after today's install, you guys are going to get the scope of how this whole thing is being done. You're going to see that I didn't really dig into the frontal, so I just made it fit into another client's head. So all you need to do is you're going to cut out the sides for someone who has a smaller head size. So what I usually do is when I have wigs like this that I want to play around with, I usually get, for a start, models with big head, and then when I'm done and I'm tired of that wig and I want to reuse it, I go for a model or someone with a smaller head size. So y'all remember the first time I used this hair, it was on myself, and then secondly was on a model. So my head is slightly bigger than the second person, and the second person's head is way bigger than my friend's head. I already did my balding and I have my glue on her skin already, so I'm just gonna blend it. Mind you, for today's install we're doing just one glue application. So after spreading, I like to leave the glue to clear on its own so I don't force it. I say this all the time, and sometimes people don't get it. They feel the only way the glue can clear faster is when you use a dryer. So trust me you guys, the dryer will only help to weaken the adhering agent in the product, and I can boldly say my install can last 1 to 2 weeks with good maintenance. And also there's something I do with my clients. Once we're done with every install, I like to give them a band so they can always, put it on it to secure it. So you guys, I am going to place the frontal now. So we're going to carefully pull it forward, and then I'm going to comb back all the hairs so they are not in my way. So once I do the other side, I'm going to get my band and then place it on it so it can adhere to the skin. Another question I often get asked is, how are you able to use the same frontal you used on a dark skin on a light skin? So I also want people who are just joining us for the first time to also take note of this, because this is really important and it's going to help you. So you're going to be needing a small cup of warm water and 1 teaspoon of domestic bleach. So you can use any domestic bleach of your choice. If you're familiar with the jig, the hypo, you can use all of that. Then you can get residue shampoo, or you can use a dishwasher, or you can also use a shampoo. So once you mix all of them together, you're going to then fold the lace and then dip it into the water. So you're going to leave it for at least 1 minute. So this is going to take out the tint, and it's also going to, leave the lace clean, because now all the sprays and the products that you had on the lace before will just go off. So now back to business. So I'm going to tame the hair backward, and you guys, I'm going to cut out the ear area. So now this wig is slightly bigger than her head. So in order to make it look as lifelike as we always do, we're going to cut out that part. And now, since we've cut this part out, when you want to install this hair, you have to use it for someone who has a smaller head. Else, that part is going to be open. So I hope I make sense. So I'm going to go close to the tail of the brows and just take out the excess lace on only that part. So I'm going to repeat the same for the other side and then move on to our next step. Next up, I am going to get my glue and then put glue on those areas that didn't really get the glue. So I always say this, when you're putting your glue, please use a needle. Use a bobby pin because it's really tiny. So why I like to do this because I don't want to extend the glue into the face. Because trust me, as it gets old or as maybe oil from the skin, dust or even powder and foundation touches it, it's going to be too messy and we don't like that. And also try and be light-handed as possible when you're applying it. So what I usually do is when I am applying, I just place the lace down a bit and just gauge with my eyes. You see what I'm doing there, you guys? Then take the lace back up and then put the glue. So sometimes I do up to 2 applications for the front. It just depends on my mood. Yeah. So then I'm going to let it clear, and once it clears, I'm going to just pat it down and then get my band and tie it again. So since the beginning of this video, I've tied my friend's hair for like 5 times, Abby, if I'm not mistaken. So this is just going to help the thing adhere very well. And because we're not using heat and all of that, this install is going to last, except you're tired. Next up, we're going to be framing the hairline. And before I frame, I just like to use my hot comb, tame the whole thing down, and then see what it looks like. So this just helps me see my canvas. So I have a clean slate and I'm free to do whatever I want to do. So framing for me is like giving the face a facelift, like feminizing the face. So I'm going to pat the hair back to our center part and then put wax. So the wax, I just like to put a small amount. Trust me, I didn't roll that thing too out, because once the hair start getting greasy, it just penetrates and then it's either it start making the hair look like a cheap hair or it's going to then melt into the hairline and then take out the lace. So I'm going to get my hot comb now and then tame it down. So like I said, we make a clean slate so we can see what we're doing. So next up, I'm going to get my styling foam. So the one we're using in today's video is Nairobi. I don't know if you guys know about it. A lot of people should. I assume. So yeah, it's very nice. I've been using it for a while now, and trust me, I didn't have any problems with the ones I've been using. I just like to try out some other brands you get. Yeah, so once I'm done with this, I use my styling foam. But before that, I just wanted to make this as natural as possible. So initially I didn't want to go in with my tweezer, but I just thought I should. It was looking too dense in front, and I wanted a very realistic illusion for the hairline. So I went in with my tweezer, took out, or rather opened some parts on the tip. Then I'm going to use my brush like this, and then use a small amount of the styling foam. Please do not be heavy-handed when you're working. So many people complain, they say when you use a styling foam, it just lifts the lace. So first of all, do you tie after every process? Then second of all, how small did you use? Trust me, I keep saying this still. These products will work better when you use smaller amounts, and that's the only way you're going to have a flawless install. So just imagine I have thick glue, like I even did 3 layers. It's going to look hideous after everything. Today's install is just one glue application, and trust me, it's going to last. She's going to have this hair for 1 week. So now I'm going to go in with my melt spray, and you guys can see how I'm applying it. It feels like I don't even have anything on my brush. So what I do is when I dip it into the container, I just reduce it so we don't have so much. And you can see as we're applying the melt spray, it's dissolving into the skin. So that's what it's supposed to look like. And by the way, I used butterscotch, just a small amount for the lace. So this is another hack. If you don't want to have the flakiness on the hairline after you remove your band, please use a small amount of the melt spray, because by the time it dries up and there's pressure on it, it's going to leave you with lines like white cast everywhere. So use a small amount. So I am going to blow dry the hair, and we're going to do that off camera. And then after that, I'm going to take off the band, and you guys, this is the results. Just look at install. My girl took her time to grow this hair. That's the energy. You guys, she is Caribbean. Just look at that hair, and I know she's so excited with this install. So now I'm going to go ahead to highlight the beginnings so it can look like what we have on the center. And when you're doing this, please get a matching concealer or foundation or powder. I usually don't apply foundations or powder on the lace, but the only thing I do with concealers or powder or foundation rather is to just highlight the lines. And then you guys can see that it's looking too white. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a brown eyeliner or a brown shade of concealer and then put it on my hand, and then I'm going to get the spoolie and then close it up a bit. So if you remember when Moses parted the Red Sea in the Bible, you know how clean it was and how straight it was looking for the Israelites to pass through. Now this is that line. I hope you guys like it, and I hope I was able to help with 1 or 2 tips in this video. So I also made out time to style and I recorded it, so that video will be coming up soon. I know a lot of you are seeing French rolls, and that's like a trendy hairstyle now in Lagos, and I'm going to be showing you guys easy steps on how to do that. That's the end of today's video. I hope it was really insightful and you guys really enjoyed it. By the way, just look at the belt. Do subscribe to my channel if you're yet to, and also give this video a very big thumbs up. Like my other videos, watch them, share them with your friends, because you know, like I always say, sharing is caring. I love you all to the moon and back, and I'll see you next time.